Hey there, hey, welcome back to 10 Minutes on Tuesday. I am your host, Dr. Nefertiti Pointer. I'm so excited because I've heard such beautiful things from you about our first episode. And so, again, I don't know how you got here, but I'm so excited that you're here. 10 Minutes on Tuesday is my onboarding series, particularly for those of us in early care and education. So, if this is your first time meeting me, again, my name is Nefertiti. I started my career as a preschool and kindergarten teacher in Philadelphia. I love this work that we do. I absolutely love it. And in a world where, I don't even think many people are choosing to be teachers, I really think there are even fewer people who are thinking about dedicating their life to babies, children, and families. And that makes me a little bit sad because there is some beautiful work that happens in the early care and education environment. And so, what I decided that I would do is put this series together so that we could have some videos for onboarding. But again, like I said in my first video, the more I look at what I have as an agenda for moving forward, I think this video series could be for anybody at any stage of the game. I'm just so glad you're here. I was also talking to some teachers, some professionals who are in teacher preparation programs, and they were saying to me that Nefertiti, these videos would be great for those of us who are contemplating careers in teaching. I was like, you got that right. So, yes, all of those things, that's what we're doing in this series. And another question somebody did ask me, do I plan for the series to be to build upon one another? Like, can somebody pop in at video number 6 when we get to video 6? If we're not already there, and can they make sense of it? I said yes, but I do plan for this series to build upon one another because I do think there's a place to start when we're thinking about the work we do in early care and education, but absolutely you could pop in anywhere. So, pardon my enthusiasm if you're like, who is this lady? Who is this lady? Why is she so excited? Well, if you're popping in and you're wondering where my excitement is coming from, it is because I'm not tired yet. And I think there is work to do. And I want you to know that you don't have to do it alone. So whether you're in early care or education or not, you're here. Let's talk about it. My name is Nefertiti. I'm going to start the clock right now. All right, 10 minutes. You ready? Let's do it. So, last video, we talked about the importance of having a legacy educator, somebody who did something for your life, who served as a good example. And when you had the opportunity to choose a profession, you said, this is what I want to do. But remember, I don't know if I introduced this word to you in my first video, but I want you to remember the words occupation. And I don't actually, it's not a word, it's not words, it's one word for me, occupation. But the key word in the word occupation for me is you. You have to understand yourself so well so that you're starting to make good decisions about your life. So, for example, today I want to ask you, you know your legacy educator, you know the person that has inspired you to be who you are and who you are becoming. But today I want to ask you why you've chosen to teach in early care and education. You could do just about anything. You could do just about anything. Maybe you say, Nefertiti, I love children, so that's why I chose it. Okay, perfect. There are lots of things you could do. You could advance your skills, get teacher certification. You could teach in K to 12, but you've chosen early care and education, or you're thinking about it. And today I want to ask you why. There's nothing wrong with the camera. The video is still here. I was being quiet with intention because I wanted you to really think about the answer to the question why you have chosen to teach in early care and education. If the first thing you said is the paycheck, you've got the wrong profession. You might as well stop this video, put your few weeks notice in, and go on and do something else. Go on and do something else because this is not where it's at. You're not gonna get rich doing this work. And while we will continue to fight it as a profession, remember we are the workforce behind the workforce. And we don't do it for the outcomes in terms of our paycheck, but we do it for the outcomes of working with babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. And we will continue to fight and advocate for what we know to be a living wage, because some of us do this work and we don't even maintain a living wage. I'm not going to sit in front of you and say I don't understand that and I don't know it. And we're going to continue to do what we can as a field to advocate for what we know to be right. And while we're doing that, we have to remember, I'm not doing this for salary. Once again, I'm being quiet because I'm asking you, then why are you doing it? Okay, okay. I really like the work of Simon Sinek, and I like what he has done in terms of the golden circle. Look at this with me on the screen for a second. So he has these three circles, and on the outermost circle, he asks us what we do. You know, every organization on the planet, they have their what they do. You can think about this in terms of the program that you're working with or the program you're thinking about working with. We know our what in a lot of instances. And then if you go inward toward the middle of the circle, you have the how. Some organizations know their how, they know how they get things done. These are the things that make them special or set them apart from their competition. And then in the middle of the circle is the why. And it says few organizations know their why. The why is not about making money, it's about the results. Why is a purpose, it's a cause, or it's a belief. It's the very reason the organization exists. And so we want to think about this at the program level. But now I want you to take a look at these same circles and I want you to think about taking a peek at the clock. I got 5 minutes. I gotta hurry up. I want you to take a look at this adaptation that I've done for us, because now I want us to think about my why. Why for me? What's my golden circle at the individual level? Let's look at this together. So if we go back to the if we go back to the golden circle that we just looked at for the organization, let's make it personal. This is the personal golden circle. At the outermost part of the circle is the what. The what. Whatever, what do we do as educators? We know what we do. We wipe tears. We help children learn to use the potty. We do our lesson plannings. We do our lesson plans. That's our what. If we go in a little bit more, we think about our how. How do you approach your work? Do you do it with patience? Do you use humor? Are you more into structure? Do you use creativity? Are you the calm that people look for in everything that you do and say? That's the how. But I want you again to get quiet with me in this reflection and think about the why. Why is not about a task, it's your belief. It's the reason you chose this work when you could be doing anything else. Your why is what keeps you grounded. When you think about children and families you serve, your why is the belief that keeps you coming back day in and day out. When did you first know that your life is better because you get to spend it with babies, toddlers, and preschoolers? When did you know that? And like I've been telling people for a lot lately, it doesn't mean that you're going to be doing this work forever. It doesn't mean you're going to retire. It doesn't mean you're going to retire here. It doesn't mean that. But while you're doing it, you want to do it from a place of why. So why do you do this work? And when did you know that this is what makes your life just better? Those are questions I want you to think about this time around. First time we talked about your legacy educator. This time we're asking why you do the work when you could really be doing just about anything else. So I was thinking about it, and I know for me, I do this work because I believe I have a responsibility to leave the world better than I found it. And I think I can do that most by supporting those of us in early care and education. That's my why. I also believe it takes a healthy village to raise healthy children. And that's why I do this work. That's my why. And so I was thinking about maybe for you, just think with me about some other whys. Let's think about this together. Maybe you're a cycle breaker and you do this because you want to give children the kind of start that you wish you had. You want to interrupt patterns of neglect, bias, or indifference, and you want to do it with love and hope. So you are a cycle breaker. Maybe you do this work because you're a seed planter. You understand that the first 5 years of life don't just stay here, they bloom for a lifetime. You are a seed planter. Or maybe you're an equity champion. You believe that every child, regardless of their zip code or background, they deserve the access to the care that honors their identity and ignites their joy. You are an equity champion. That's why you do this work. I don't know, maybe you saw yourself in one of those three things. I'm going to go ahead and say see you later because my 10 minutes is almost up. But the topic this time around was why do you do the work? I shared with you the golden circle for your program. You can revisit that and think about it at the program level. Ask your leadership about the how, the what, and the why of your organization. And then get very personal and create a personal golden circle. Think about your how, think about your what. But most importantly, I want you to stay in the middle of that circle and answer the question why I do this work right now. Because once again, maybe you're not going to do it for the rest of your life, and that is okay. That is okay. But while you're doing it, you want to do it from the strongest why you have. I'm going to get out of here until I see you again, all right? This is 10 Minutes on Tuesday. I am Dr. Nefertiti Pointer. We're going to keep getting better at this. We have a field to build up, and we're going to do it one Tuesday at a time. I'll see you next time.